make sure to go to the intro. Hell yeah. There we go. Everything should be perfectly good right about now. Oh my god, there's 2 people actually waiting. Not you guys, is it?
No, I'm not on YouTube.
Yeah. Don't bother reading chat.
I know I offered an invite to my D&D group I'm currently in.
Right.
And like if they're interested, I know that they have like other lives.
Hello. Hello, Hero Flame. Hello, Peter. Welcome to the stream. Just so you guys know, today I'm streaming on normal latency, which basically means that you guys are a good 25 seconds away from me. The reason is because I'm not going to be reading chat too much in the middle of game. Sorry, but that's just kind of the way how things have to be for what this is, since I'm the DM. So basically, I have all the players here behind the scenes. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. They're just all here, and what happens is I'm going to prioritize talking to them because this is a campaign where they're playing. You guys, I'll probably take a 5-minute break halfway through the campaign. Like what? It's a 2-hour session, so after 1 hour, probably take like a 5-minute break and then just address the chat. Just know that I will every now and then read the chat. I just won't say anything until the chat break. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Chat break.
Yes.
I love it.
Oh my god, 6 people. Oh wait, I didn't even put out a ping yet.
Oh,
You apparently just have dedicated fans.
Yeah.
that are silent.
I'm pretty
I
impressed.
swear if
It's
I swear
always
if
a
it's
nice
you,
thing when it slowly builds up. There's a few regular people. Like again, you guys, just because it's a stream doesn't mean it's going to be too much different from a regular D&D game. The only thing that might change is I'd probably ask you to repeat something if I can't hear. But no, wait, I'm the DM. I'd ask you to repeat something if I can't hear, regardless if it's a stream or not.
yeah, and like, are you sure about that? Every DM's, are you sure about that line?
Hmm.
My players know when they're about to make a mistake when I start going with very specific words and how I phrase things. They know they already messed up.
Oh, that's evil.
Mhm.
I've only DM'd for like very few things, and even I'm like, should I be a lot more easy with these guys, or should I just be that guy and just steamroll them for doing something stupid?
I'll let them do fun things, but at the same point, your actions have consequences. If you're going to
Oh yeah,
headbutt a door open, you're going to hurt yourself.
yeah, that's fair.
Oh, everything should be pretty
Alright.
good. Oh, could you introduce them? Sure, I will introduce them as soon as. Yeah, I will introduce them soon. Basically, as soon as we actually hit, the 0 countdown, right? The stream time. Because I actually have.
Officially starts.
Yeah, I have little PNGs for everyone as well, so you guys should easily be able to tell who's talking. Assuming it all works. Oh, this is gonna be troublesome.
Hey, isn't every stream?
No, not the stream. My setup. I'm starting to wish I had more monitors. Despite the fact that, I can't handle that. With my small brain, I'm not capable of handling that many monitors, but I'm trying to wish. I gotta close. I have so many tabs open and I can't use them. What are all of these useless tabs? Just me.
star right now. I posted in this. Why did I put it in the stream ping? I was gonna put it on YouTube, the YouTube chat.
Don't worry, it's all effectively the same thing right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, 10 seconds. Fun.
I'm fine with people chatting wherever they chat. Well, it's a good thing I've got quite a bit of tokens over here, so that shouldn't be an issue. Okay, we should be able to have some fun here.
Well, this is gonna go well.
Yep, surely it will. Okay, right, Okay, let me drag this over, and we should be good. So, we're at the 00 minute. Oh, hello, Joshua. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, my day's going pretty well, thank you. So... Oh. Hello. Here we are. So basically, what we have over here is we have our 3 characters. Not in any specific order because that's just how Discord decided to line them up. So I've given them all, I've given them all reactive PNGs so you can always see exactly who's talking. So I guess first let's start with Litney. Why don't you...
Hello, my name's Litney, and I'm a necromancer. And this here on my shoulder is my closest friend and surprisingly, a first ever dead that I've risen. Still don't know how I did that.
Yes. So, never mind the fact that you didn't give me a player name, so I'm just going to keep calling them Litney, whether I'm in character or out of character. If you find it confusing, I'm so sorry, but that's just how we do it. That's how Mafia works. Next,
Yep.
we have Lead Bomber, aka playing Razzle.
The character before you is unable to introduce themselves in full. The best they are able to do is produce a sign from the back of their bag and begin to project onto it the message, "Hello, I am Razzle."
And last but clearly not least, we have Hermit playing DeHeader. He is actually the person among us who's probably played D&D the most.
Yeah, unfortunately. Hi, I'm
Unfortunately.
Doug. Yeah, I'm the cleric. And an executioner.
In other words, he's the guy who's going to be keeping everyone alive, and if he can't, he'll kill them himself.
Pretty much.
To be fair, you're also probably going to be the one in the front line, so we're probably going to be also keeping you alive.
So our unique
True.
party composition is basically we have a Necromancer Wizard, a Bard, level 2, so they haven't gotten their subclass yet, and a Dead Cleric. Yeah, he's just a Dead Cleric right about now.
I say this is going to be a great a time. What do you think, Rachel? Rachel just like rolls her eyes.
Yeah, makes sense. So a word of advice to everyone here, because of how streaming works, I can't, usually I would just find a bunch of pictures from online and just show that whenever I'm like, oh, we're referencing this place, here's where you are. I'm not going to do that unless I can find copyright-free stuff. So expect a lot of theater of the mind. I'm sorry, but that's just kind of how I'm going to be doing things right about now. The campaign is not meant to be like a super serious, you always have to RP it. But, basically the goal is fun. If we can have fun, we're good. So
Obviously,
I suppose.
things.
So are you guys? You guys are all set up, right? I believe you have your
Yes.
tokens and your sheets are fully ready.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
so.
sir. I believe I got the money right. It should have been like 10 gold pieces. For my background.
Yeah, unless you chose
yeah.
to do custom weld. I did give you that option, but apparently you did not take it. You fool. I'm sorry.
I mean, it was a generous offer, but I felt like Like if
It's not a generous offer. That's literally the default. You
I know.
start with
I
the
mean,
starting equipment or this much money.
My starting equipment overall costs more than the amount of money I would have had, so I want the starting equipment.
yeah, same. Eh,
Cowards.
I start with a mule and a cart.
I
The money
start
wouldn't
with
have covered that.
I start with the scholar packs, component pouches, and a spell book.
I think the mule and a cart are from your background.
Yes.
Now, the starting money is only an alternative to starting equipment. You still get everything from your background.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Fine.
It's just like session 0. We can always redo it.
That's fair.
Razzle has 15 gold because Razzle is bad with money.
Razzle has 15 gold after having probably earned 4 times that in a single job.
And spent it all in the one night.
Yes. Okay,
Wow.
so would you guys like to have a few minutes to, okay. I suppose this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off by just giving guys a background, okay? What exactly are you
Yes.
right now, okay? So basically flanked by the safer plans, yeah. Okay. So step 1, you guys have all seen the map, right? All of you.
Yes.
So
The map. Yes.
yes, the map for you guys, it's in the Discord, it's in setup. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post it one more time.
Yeah, because it probably got buried.
Oh yeah, don't worry. It happens. It happens.
It's not that varied.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very close to the top of setup.
Okay, so I've got the map. Copy. I'm gonna post it in references for you guys right now. So
Okay.
this right here is our map. Okay. So
Alright.
what everyone here is looking at is the map of this world. Okay, this is the world our campaign is set in. Now, the thing about this particular world is it has a name. It has many names. It has so many names, in fact, because no one particularly can actually agree on what to call the goddamn thing. Okay.
Hold on.
So we've got a whole bunch of dominant races, and in those dominant races, okay, the humans. Oh, well, looks like we just lost a player. Bye bye. You shall be missed. I'm so sorry. Okay. So let me first
Sorry.
let me first break down by color. So you guys can see here the land of Earth. It is a sort of yellowish orange. Let's say it's a yellowish brown, whatnot, right? The land of Earth is predominantly populated by humans. Okay, they are the most dominant race. In the peaks of ice as well, they're still the dominant race. Now over in basically there are also the 10 seas, only 4 of which are on the map. The other 6 are secret. You've got the mermaids. Over there in the red, the mountains of fire. Over here. You have the dwarves who are basically the ones in charge. The green, the plains of the wind. It's it's got a huge variety of species, but the most predominant, the ones in charge, the unicorns. And the ones who the unicorns mostly work for, the leprechauns. The leprechauns are basically all over the place, but they're essentially the big bosses of the unicorns. So, in all of this, the humans call this world Earth. The dwarves, they call it Sol. The unicorns, they call it Gaia. The leprechauns, Fortuna. The mermaids, they call it Luna. Well, as you can see with the, the Lunaria Sea that just as conceited as the humans. Just being like, hey,
Yeah.
this is the region we control is called Earth, and guess what? The world, it's called Earth. As for all of the other races, God knows what they even call it. There are just so many different names. No one can agree on the name of this goddamn planet. Okay, so basically, we're gonna call it the world because we have nothing else we can do unless we want to side with one of the races and seem racist. We obviously can't call it Earth because then everyone else will get pissed off. So in this world, basically, people have been fighting just pretty much constantly. Like the lands of Earth might seem the hugest, okay, but even though it's all technically one kingdom, every single state here, right? Every region, the Viscount, the Earldom, and all that stuff, they all basically consider themselves their own tiny little countries. And so, you know, it's kind of more like, the rulers of the whole kingdom or whatnot are just kind of the kings of like the biggest place. They just kind of keep everything together. Just about. One of the biggest reasons why the humans work together is because they managed to piss off the dwarves. I'm not going to go into the full backstory, but suffice to say, the lands of Earth, Mountains of Fire has been at war for quite a long time. Humans and dwarves, huge conflict. Well, I say that. Not every dwarf comes from the Mountains of Fire, but it's predominantly dwarves. So that's why it's kind of a stereotype, humans versus dwarves. Despite the fact that, soldiers from the lands of Earth could be, human, dwarf, elf, orc. And from the Mountains of Fire, it's a similar variety. Now, this generations long war has finally come to a ceasefire. It's not quite the first ceasefire of them all. It's not like, oh, it's the most historic moment ever. They finally stopped fighting. It's kind of, how to best describe this?
It got pretty boring after a while.
Yeah, basically.
It's time for the international coffee break.
Essentially, yes.
Hey!
So, this area here, marked in a bright yellow called the Frontier, this is essentially the war zone. This was where the Mountains of Fire and the Lands of Earth were constantly in battle. This place essentially is just a place of battle and death. However, because of the ceasefire that started 2 years ago, both countries decided, you know what? Let's establish a common frontier. To try and like build some amount of rapport with each other. They decide, you know what? Let's not.
We need a neutral zone.
Yeah.
We
let's
need a neutral zone.
Yeah, basically, they decided that it's a zone that's technically owned by both, but at the same time, they just want to make some common ground to see if there's some amount of peace possible. So this is where our story takes place in the frontier. Okay, the frontier is basically this land filled with all sorts of forgotten secrets. Like ancient empires, necromantic covens, gaggles of cultists, basically all sorts. Everything that's kind of been, everything in here. It's how do I best describe this? It's a tribe of treasure. It's a treasure trove. The only issue is, people have been constantly killing each other over that area that it's kind of a matter of no one's been able to actually exploit it properly. So now they've decided to now the dwarves and the lands of the fire, lands of earth, and mountains of fire. My mistake. I don't want to cause a war. They have basically
oh, it's war now.
I'm sorry.
Anyways,
Yeah, so they've basically decided to set up a town. Well, I say they've decided. It's kind of a it's a it's an exercise in trust between the two of them. They actually try and help with a common project, as well as basically just a whole bunch of people being like, hey, new opportunities, right? It's kind of like a gold rush of sorts, because there is a lot of gold somewhere here, presumably. And this new town is called, well, it's literally just called the Frontier Town. As sad as that is what this town is called. Because no one can
It's straight to
actually,
the point.
yeah, no one can actually agree on what to call it. Hold up 1 second. Do I have the names written here? No. Oh, yes. So there were rumors that there's actually going to be a new name, but those rumors vary from calling it Muscleton to Handshake Town. So those rumors are very debatable, you know. The source of these rumors, unknown, you know. My wife's brother's sister's dog overheard from his neighbor's owner, you know, that sort of thing. There's always talk about, you know, maybe we're getting together, but it's like, okay, what do we decide to call it? Well, obviously, Human Town. You know, it's very clear. It's very clear these people don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Obviously.
Man, ain't it great navigating in a place where no one knows what to name anything?
It exactly is, and that's why the whole place is right now just called Frontier Town. As you can see here, what a
Yeah.
wonderful exercise in. Hold up a second. I can't believe I've done this.
Futility.
Yeah, what a wonderful exercise in futility. So here we go. This right here is Frontier Town. This is where it all starts. Now, let me lay down the basic groundwork for you guys. Doug DeHeader,
Yes.
you have been working. Okay, so you have been working in Frontier Town for the last about a year. It's about like 11 months and 11 and a half months since you last came here. Since you first came here, my mistake. You, as a priest of Mirkul, have been in charge of a small temple that's been set up. It's small, but it's got quite a bit of, it's a decent sized chunk of land. The temple starts off small, but they're hoping that if the town expands, you own, and the church owns a ton of the land around. So you should just be able to upgrade the temple quite a bit and build facilities as needed. But right now, you've only got the bare minimum needed for this town, which has a population of barely 2,000. And that's barely 2,000 because, the numbers keep going up and down.
Okay.
Yeah. So you've been here for, again, like I said, about a year. You, unfortunately, have not been given as much funds as you would have liked to run the church. Considering that, the amount of people who come and die, given that it is a frontier town in a form of war zone filled with all sorts of arcane horrors and nonsense. And so you've decided to take it upon yourself to spread the word, to spread the word of your god a little more intensely, I would say, a little more personally, to actually go out, earn coin, for basically everything here that needs happening, all the setup that needs happening, to spread the word of your god, and perhaps a few other tasks, perhaps a few other reasons as well. And so you have been brought to, well, it's called Whiskey Lanes. It's basically a street that's filled with taverns. Now here's the thing. There are 4 taverns here, 2 of which are set up by dwarves, 2 of which are set up by humans, and every single tavern here absolutely hates each other. And so when people come here to get drunk, they hate each other as well. And so this is basically also nicknamed Brawl Alley. However, today, It's early morning, so there aren't as many drunks. Well, you can see a few drunks haven't been kicked out already. But you come here for a different reason, not particularly just the drink. Today, you're going into the dwarven the dwarven okay, how do I best describe this? You're going in to the one of the dwarven taverns, and it's basically just been completely changed from the inside and out. I mean, the outside is the same, but on the inside, it's been basically cleared away. All of the tables and stuff that you normally just be sitting and drinking and stuff, that's all been moved aside. The stink of alcohol is somehow muted. It's not gone because you'll never be able to get rid of it, but it's somehow muted. You can tell that a lot of like quite a few mages have been basically spending all night just scrubbing this place down with magic, but they could not get rid of the smell because, of course, it's a proud dwarven. It's a very proud dwarven tavern, and there are a ton of tables just pushed up against each other, almost like a makeshift meeting place, almost like a town hall of sorts. And there's tons and tons of adventurers all around. You would know that the reason for such is because the leaders of the town have essentially decided to bring in as many mercenaries, and basically anyone with any fighting skills, to basically assign them with fairly difficult jobs to try and expand this town and secure its future as much as possible. The pay is promised to be spectacular. You've heard it to be roughly about 100 gold per person, which is quite a pretty penny. And Razzle. Razzle? Lead bomber.
I'm listening. Yes.
You two
He's in
are
character.
in this tavern. Now, I'm not gonna like you can choose to tell, the audience and everyone else why you're here, but you know your reasons. You know, other than the goal's tempting, but there's also another very nice compensation offered for this mission. Whatever it ends up being.
Question: what section of the map is the tavern that we're in? Or, well, they're in.
The tavern is.
If you
Hold up
can
one
ping it.
second.
Yeah, if you can ping it on the map.
Ping it on the map.
It's over here. I will.
Yeah, okay.
I will
Alright, thank
later
you.
get. I will later get proper tokens that I can use. Actually, no, never mind. Just someone drop that token on the map and just put it right there.
All right.
Yeah,
I
no,
just
if
thought like
we get the chance, I'm totally going to explain how Raz got into this situation.
Sure. You know what?
anyways, sorry.
You know what? Why not? If you want to say it out loud now, or you can just wait until you guys all meet up and say it in character.
Let's just cut a flashback. Sometime, Northern River approaching into town. Having
Okay.
been essentially forced to run out of the last town, a Tabaxi mime finds themselves essentially following the water sources to the next town. This is a pretty common occurrence by now. After making their way into the city walls, we will not elaborate how they were able to do so.
Fair enough. Keep your secrets.
They began the simple process that they always did. Step 1, check to see if there's any wanted posters around. Once those have either been defaced or disposed of, step 2, find a beer. Because taverns are very good for giving you information.
Especially if they're subtle about it. And given that you don't
So,
speak, you're the subtlest person around.
yes. Except for the bells on your feet.
You're kind of fuzzy.
It's just kind
You
of the
gotta make sure people
costume's
know.
fault. Either way, which of course brings Razzle immediately to Brawl Alley. Of course, they didn't start with the tavern that they're currently in. They went to the other two first,
Oh
but they're
yeah,
boring.
yeah. You would have, especially since it's not late enough that it's time for the fights to break out, and you would have likely seen posters all around town, especially much to the annoyance of the owners of this place. There is a poster at the front door literally saying you come to this other place to get work, and it has been torn down multiple times. As you can tell, that the owner of this bar is pissed off about against whoever put that there, and has basically tore it down at least a dozen times, as you can tell just by all the rolls of scrap paper lying around.
So, with this lead from the other bars, Razzle goes to this bar. And
Makes
now they patiently wait, taking note of their fellow people.
people is a word. Yes, you could definitely use that word. That would best
I mean,
describe
we're
the wide variety of people around.
a menagerie of races, a gaggle of whatever.
Yes, a gaggle of whatever. That is exactly how I would best describe this. I think it's a great word, gaggle. I love that word. Speaking of gaggle, uh, Litney,
Yes.
you
Oh,
were you were almost eaten by a gaggle of ravens, crows specifically, before you came here. Again,
again.
I'd call it a murder, but that's too generous. At most, it
Yeah,
at
murder
most
would
it
be
would
a bit
just
too.
at most it would be a desecration.
Yeah, given Litney's current situation.
Yes. So you, as they stated, you've been around for about a month or something like that. Uh, and you found yourself drawn to this town basically just, you know, well, a few reasons. First off, uh, it is very difficult to get by pretty much anywhere else looking exactly how you do. So you decided
Yeah,
that
looking like work can do that.
maybe if you go to a place where people need you or else, it might be the best situation for you, you know,
Yeah.
as well as certain clues, reasons.
Oh no. I'm pretty sure, or if anyone were to ask, Litney would have definitely just said like, I can't remember anything, so I came here hoping to find some answers.
You say that to a town guard while looking like a walking corpse with a crow
Oh, just because
circling
I
with a crow circling overhead, eyeing you
would
very
you
viciously.
would you please get out of here? Shoot, shoot.
The crow goes, "Ka, ka, idiot, ka."
Ratchel will just flip it off and hide back into Litney's robe.
The guard looks up and sees the crow, looks down, sees a few more. He looks back at you, and is like, whatever, I don't get paid enough to do this. So come on in, why not? And you get let in, and he
Thank you.
basically just says, "Oh yeah, by the way, if you go over the Brawl Alley, you might get killed, but you might also get the job. It depends. Flip the coin, 50-50, Maybe a paladin's over there and you'll think you're a walking corpse. Or maybe you'll just find some nice people and they want to give you a job.
Honestly, they wouldn't be the first as to think I'm a simple walking corpse. But thank you, sir. And
He just
Litney's going to
he
walk.
shrugs like, my uncle looks like you.
Litney will walk towards Brawl Alley.
Yes. You would actually come in slightly late compared to everyone else. Razzle would be the first one there because Razzle came in as they were like basically setting things up, you know? Because Razzle came in early and was like, I need a drink and information. Give me something spicy. And so that's how Razzle ended up here. Of course, possibly with science. Possibly entirely with eyebrow wriggles. Doug, you came in after Razzle, so you find yourself sat next to this purple cat as you clutch a number in your hand, as you're basically just waiting for them to call you up. And then Litney enters, and how do I
You
put
just see
this?
I got it better. You see this figure just looking like complete death, at white dead eyes, and just as with the hood over their face. They just kind of walk in, and as they sat down, I would assume next to the party, not really, just looking for a seat. They ask, "Do you have any food?"
As you say that, a guy behind the counter. Hold up a sec. Yeah.
Mhm.
Look. So as you say that, you see this person pop up from behind the counter. You can zoom in on that if you want. It's not my art, so I'm not going to be showing you the full picture.
Fair enough.
So you see an an old tiny tabaxi lady pop up with a red scarf over her head. She just pops out of the kitchen and she's like, "Oh, hello, dearie. If you like some food, sure. Come on, order up, order up. We got a huge menu."
Oh.
None of these other bastards seem to be ordering despite waiting around and taking up precious customer space. But you look like
Razzle
Litney
you
looks
should eat a lot. You're
offended.
also skinny.
Razzle
Raz-
looks offended. They like stop drinking their ale and just like
Imaginary.
hold up their mug and just like excuse me, face.
Okay, fine, you're an exception, but look at all these other bastards.
Litney was like a simple porridge, or and a glass of juice would do for me.
What are you saying, dear? Look at you. You look like a walking corpse. You're all skin and bones. No, 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 no. You need a proper meal. Come on in, come on in.
Oh, okay.
And
So
she'll
so
basically
spontaneous.
treat you. She'll sell you the porridge and stuff, but she'll treat you with a little bit extra.
Okay.
A nice bit of meatloaf, maybe. And
Litney, despite not having any saliva glands now, it just looks like she is like drooling. Like she could be. Well, they could be drooling. Sorry.
yeah, and as you're eating, rather happily, might I say, like none of you have seen what looks to be an undead eating so happily and yet it not being a horrific scene. It looks strangely wholesome.
I mean, Litney is taking their time and just uh, enjoying it, getting vague memories of happy moments in their life with their parents. Don't know who they were, but it's like Like those memories just fills them with happiness.
Adorable. I love it. Yep. So
Like,
as you guys are going about, as you guys are basically doing what you're doing, Doug, I don't know what you're doing while you're waiting.
I'm just sitting there next to the purple cat, just kind of looking around, having a look at who all's in the room and what my competition for this potential job is.
Fair enough. To give you a rough idea of what you're looking at, there's a huge ton of people around. Like what I mean is, like you can see off in the distance, like there's this giant. You think at first that he might be a Goliath or something, but no, he's like a Tabaxi. He's got like this almost grayish fur. It might be brown or golden or something. It's just the lighting. You're not entirely sure. He's got his arms crossed, leaning against a wall, off in the shadows. He's way too big to be a stealthy sort, but you can see that he's got this giant crossbow next to him. You don't know what his deal is, but he's the guy who stands out to you. Other than that, you've got some orcs, a lot of dwarves, a lot of humans. That's the majority of people here, dwarves and humans. Okay, just because that's the majority population. But other than those, there's also like you see a tiefling as well, and an adorable little Arakakra somewhere, just sitting on a table. Huh? At
Okay.
first glance, you're like, is that a baby? But then you're like, no, 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 it's just a little bird boy. So it is extremely varied. And as you're contemplating this, would you like to do something first, or shall I move forward?
Continue.
Okay. You hear a single clap. Well then, if you're all gathered here today, you can hear a strong yet tired voice. And here is who you see. In Discord, I will show you the full picture because this is one of my characters.
oh, I already know. I already
Yes.
know who this character is.
You see a somewhat tall, fairly strong lady. She's standing about like a little over 6 foot tall, with tan brown skin, long scarlet hair that, well, I wouldn't say scarlet, a darker red, more brown,
Ruby red.
more brown than bright, ruby red hair
Okay.
that almost reaches down to the ground as she takes a step and she just walks in but with every step you hear she takes, you just hear clank, clank, clank. You can tell this woman, her armor is her basically everything she's wearing. You can tell is like basically 100% metal. It is just armor masquerading as what looks like a military uniform, but a halo above her head and feathers, feathers poking out from her hair where her ears would be. I am Nilbris Eisen Principality. I'm the guard captain
Hello.
of this town. As you say, as you say that litany, she just slowly just turns to you. Her head only turning like a few degrees, and her eyes meeting you, and she just says, "Hello." And then she just turns back to address the rest of the crowd. Now, I understand most of you are basically lowlives and sacks of shit. So I expect some of you to be of commendable character. I won't be able to tell such until you've proven yourself. Basically, when she says that, uh, hold up, I will give you the exact spelling is Eizen. So her name is, I will write in the chat as well, Nilbrisprincepality. Nilbris Eisen Principality. Here you go as well. I will post just so you guys know the spelling. Now, as
Does
she's basic,
Niblis,
yes.
Niblis like just like completely done, like how you'd look at after a 24 hours of working?
Oh yeah, she looks just done with everything.
Sleep is for the weak.
Yes. Basically, as she's like basically talking down to the entire room, a lot of the people around basically just sound kind of pissed off. You got like a dwarf who's like, "Hey, why do I have to listen to this bitch?" You know, and you got some human that's like, "The fuck do you think you are? What do you mean, low life and scum?" Never mind, both of those people sound vaguely alike. They also look vaguely alike. Both of them have like this, sort of purplish hair, like punk look to them. They would look like brothers, except one's a dwarf and one's a human. They clearly hate each other. As when they look at each other, it's like, "What the fuck, man? That's what I said." "No, man, that's what I said." So basically, uh, if anyone's interested, roll wisdom, or else I'm just gonna say that quite a few people in the room sound a bit pissed off at what she just said.
Okay, so just a flat or just a wisdom
Or
check.
insight if you prefer.
I mean, I'm.
That is a
insightful,
17. People in the chat might not be able to see that just because I didn't place things just right. I'm gonna move things a little
16.
bit. There we go. So 16,
Wow.
17, that is good enough for you two to know. Basically, the people who are the loudest and sound the most pissed off are very clearly like the small dogs essentially in the room. Like,
Okay.
there are people here worth their salt who clearly aren't pissed off, who clearly aren't like voicing their concern right now. Some of them do look displeased, but no one's actually just stupid enough to just walk up to her and just, say it to her face. Especially when she stamps down and basically the floor underneath her cracks. And she just looks down and is like, I'll have to pay for that later. And she just looks up and she basically just says, "If you want to prove me wrong, go ahead." And she basically just kind of taps this wooden board, which you guys have seen this wooden board before, but now she just basically, as she taps it, she turns it around. It's like almost like a pin board. That's how I'd best describe it. It's a pin board that just it rotates 180 degrees, and you can see the back of it. And that's just a bunch of papers just stapled on. Some of them kind of do fall off, but some other people just come in, just pick them up and put them back on. Maybe official workers, something like that. She basically just continues. There are a lot of jobs. There's a lot of things that need to be done. However, none of you are going to be allowed to take them unless you do some preliminary tests. You've heard about these jobs. You know that we pay well. 100 gold per person. Well, 100 gold per person for the average. Easier jobs pay a bit less. Tougher jobs pay more. But before we let you take any of those, we need you to do some initiations. Consider them interviews of sorts. Basically, if you die here or give up, that's your loss. It just means that it just means that sending you on the actual mission would be a suicide. It would just be a death. Give me a second. It just means that if we actually sent you on the mission without, you'd just be dead.
So this is just an interview for an actual mission?
Yes. So how we're conducting this is simple. Each of you have a number. We're gonna call for random groups from all of you, unless some of you have previously worked together and wish to work together right now, we will assess you not as a group, but as individuals. Whether you do the job or not, whether you do this interview job or not and are successful does not matter. After all, even if you're just one person one person in a group of failures, that will work just fine. What we need to know is your individual skill. So as such, do your best to succeed. Uh, so she will basically just step aside and she'll just sit down and just have someone just carry over a stack of papers to her. Uh, and she's just gonna look and just say, anyone else have any questions?
Litney raises their hand.
Yeah.
What kind of a interview test are we going to be taking?
There are many minor jobs in comparison to what we've advertised. Simply put, a whole bunch of you will be trying to complete those jobs. If you succeed, that's good. Then we'll have to see what everyone says about how you've done. Just because your group
Oh.
succeeds, if you do absolutely nothing, you're not going to be chosen. You have to prove that you can actually do the job.
All right, and if we do complete it, do we get compensated in any way?
Yes. The compensation varies beyond the difficulty of your job.
Litney's thinking like, oh, I could start, depending on how difficult it is, I could start my orphanage. But I've already died once. Is it worth it?
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. No, this was all in Litney's head.
Okay. Either of you two also have anything you want to ask or say?
No, I think Doug's got a fair grasp of the situation.
I'm pretty sure Razzle can't say much of anything.
Unless you want to hold up a really big sign, I guess.
Not really. She's finishing that ale.
Fair enough. Okay. And she holds up a page from one of the pages from basically the stack of documents, and she just calls out a bunch of random numbers, and that's like 6 people from all across the room just get drawn together. You just get pulled in, and she basically just tells them, "Do this job, blah blah blah," and then she just sends them off. Okay, and then she calls out. Give me 1 second. Number 21, Doug, DeHeader. Come forward.
Doug stands up and comes towards her.
Number
He is
20.
Sorry.
Okay. Number 19, Razzle. Come forward.
Razzle doesn't even remember putting in a number.
You were given a number when you came in. If you don't remember your number, then oopsie.
Like, looks to number, realizes it's them, finishes ale, quickly walks up to front.
Number 7, Aaron Blake. Come front. And as she says that, this time it's a human who, again, none of you have noticed. He comes forward, not my art. So just over here. This guy, he comes forward. Number 8, Ayla Yorikson. Come front. And a dwarf comes front is basically like, "Ugh, you got to be fucking kidding me. I'm gonna be walking here up with a human scum." He just says as he looks towards the other man. And the other man's like, "Oh, come on. I don't want to work with I don't want to work with a. Sorry, give me a moment. Oh, sorry. I don't want to work with a drunk beard myself." The fuck you say to me? And then Nilbra's just like, shut up. Shut up. I do not have time. And she just looks down at the list. Number 47. And she just kind of just looks at the list, just squints her eyes a little bit. Just looks over to the side. Like, what is this? And then
Litney's just looking around.
and then basically she just hears back and she's like, Litney. Sorry, the handwriting's so bad I couldn't read it.
Sorry, it's Litney Zaral.
She nods at that. Number 41, Litney Zaral. And then she
Litney
just looks
stands up.
down
Oh,
at the
what part?
list and she's like, number 27. Sid. Dead? And then just two people just look up. When she says Z, one person looks up. When she says Z, another person looks up. And she just looks down the list again. Zed, come forward. And now a tiny little... Remember that little tiny... the little tiny Arakakra you saw? The bird boy. He gets up off the table and he just jumps down and just like... He just comes walking forward. Plop, 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 plop. And Milbra's just like... Oh, what a wonderful... A corpse, two dwarves, a tabaxi, a human, and another Arakakra. Wonderful. She just looks at... She just sighs
like-
and... Yes?
I would like to say that when Litney gets up, she does thank the Tabaxi lady for the wonderful meal.
Oh,
With
no.
a kind
Oh,
smile.
Oh, no worries, dearie. Now listen here. You're just skin and bones. You should eat a lot more. You know what? You come by here anytime. I'll always give you a little bit extra. Oh, just keep it a secret, okay?
Thank you.
Keep it a secret, okay?
Why,
Despite the
thank you.
fact that
I
she
love
said it
that.
loud enough for everyone to hear.
And Litney just chuckles like,
I would love that.
and just walks to the group.
Okay, let's get rid of that token. We won't be needing that for a little while now. Okay. And Nilbrus just lets out a sigh and says, well, your first mission. Recently, there have been attacks on caravans passing through. I want a lot of you to go over to the Rocky Isles and find out what happened to these cards. It doesn't, if you're not able to, it doesn't matter if you're able to recover the cards or not. At the very least, just find out what happened. If you're able to recover the cards, that's a little extra bonus to be had. If not, then you'll at least be given them. You'll still be given the clear.
Oh, all right. Which area of the which area were these cards found? Oh, last seen, or what route were they taken?
If you go down to the Harvest Gate, she basically says, so south. You go south. So that's the Harvest Gate over here. It's called the Harvest Gate because it leads to the farms. Go down the Harvest Gate and just keep following along. Then take a eat at the old man's pile. She basically puts the paper down and she just kind of points and she taps on a drawing of like a bunch of rocks stacked up looking a bit bent over, like a almost like a sort of a C, but kind of looks like an old man, I guess, if you think about like someone with a hunchback.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep going forward. It'll take you about 2 hours to get there on foot. But once you're there, you should be able to. Once you're there, The details are written on this paper. If you succeed, the base payout is 25 gold per person.
Oh wow, 25 gold.
Yes.
Mm,
If you fail, however, you'll be getting nothing. So at the very least, focus on your survival when it comes down to that. If you are able to recover the caravan, that will be a little extra tossed in as compensation for a job extra well done.
all right. That sounds fair. Then he just looks to the rest of so I guess we're all working together, huh?
Looks that way.
The little Arakakra is like, yeah, I'm looking forward to working with you guys. This sounds really cool. And the human's like, oh god, I'm gonna be working with a little kid. 2 goddamn drunk beards. A corpse. And a goddamn clown. The human says,
The
looking
mime
at Razzle.
looks to them with just a very bitter look, but they are already making tabs. We have Idiot 1, Idiot 2, Erd, and what seems to be an executioner and a zombie.
Speaking of the executioner, Doug, you do
Yes.
notice that the dwarf looks at you, and you can tell from his markings that he is from the Mountains of Fire. And especially from his bulging muscles, you can tell that he's from the Mountains of Fire. He grunts, just looking at you like. He looks like
Okay,
he's
so let's
about to say
see.
something, but he doesn't say anything. He just gives you the stink eye.
So I look at him and I go, "What's your issue there, Stinky?"
Well, my issue, Skinny, is that I'm working with a goddamn disgrace to my own race.
Hey, that's not nice to say.
It may not be nice to say, but it's the truth, and the truth hurts, babe.
Don't make me trim your beard.
Oh, you
Can I
would be
roll
there, you little bitch.
persuasion to see if I can't diffuse this situation?
Go ahead. Oh my god. Roll a
Give me a
persuasion.
second.
I want to see how you do.
Nat 20. Now hold on. Look, we have a job to do, but whether we hate each other or not, you hate each other or not, shouldn't uh, shouldn't lessen what our job is. People's lives might be in a line, and we need to save them, right? Or at least find the caravan.
He looks to you, and he opens his mouth as if he's gonna say something, and he just kind of looks away and he scratches his head. Aye, you're right. And Nilbris perks up and basically says the caravan was gone missing for a month. This particular one. We're not expecting any
And-
survivors, but if you do find any, that would be wonderful.
All right. I guess when we start getting out, I can try using in my inspiring leader feat to give myself, Razzle, Doug,
Why
and
don't you, if you have your inspiring leader already written, why don't you go ahead and click on the button to, show the description?
oh yes. Sadly, I can only do like let me get this out. inspiring leader, I pick 6 creatures of my choice, and give them 7 temporary HP.
Okay.
After giving a speech for a few minutes. I want to.
That would be exactly 7, except you have a rat.
Yeah. So
Well, I mean, Stinky doesn't need it.
I mean, Rat Shell's not going to be doing a lot of fighting, so
I hope not.
no,
Oh,
If she does, I would be very surprised.
no.
Borderline impressed.
The rat does. It rolls a nat 20. It kills the boss.
I would be
Well, I
very.
mean-
I would be a little pissed off, but I would respect that.
But yeah, she's gonna give everyone except Rat Shell the temporary HP boost, giving an inspiring speech, each boosting everyone's confidence.
Yay.
Yeah.
You're very inspiring.
Thank you. Kind of have to try and be if you don't want people to start screaming at you.
You should come and preach at my church.
Oh, well, maybe if uh, if you need someone to help with the children, I could definitely do that.
That can be arranged.
So now, basically, as you're doing this, okay, how long does the inspiring leader last? Actually,
It lasts until you lose all your temporary HP, or if I use the feat again,
okay.
and
So,
on a short or long rest.
so here's what basically is gonna happen. Okay, so Nilbus is gonna say, you have 2 hours to prepare, then head out. So you guys have about 2 hours to basically prepare with whatever money you have to basically just prepare for the mission.
All right.
And
I
I'm going
guess.
to take I'm going to cause for a small pause over here because it's been an hour.
All right.
If you guys want to just chat with each other, you can do so maybe in, you guys can do so. Maybe I'll just pop into the other channel maybe I'll leave the channel for a little bit. I don't know what you guys want because I want to just read through the chat.
Yeah, I would say if you can leave the chat so you can read the.
Yeah. So I'm going to leave the voice call for just like about 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
All right.
Hello. Okay, so far I've been having a lot of fun. That's a pretty fun session so far. Granted, we did just do the setup. We're doing the startup. It's session 0. It's gonna take a little while for things to actually pick up, but I think it's going okay. I think I got a pretty good system. Now I'm gonna just, like I promised, call for a break, and I'm just reading your chat. So yeah, Lord Wolbear, that does make sense. Calling it a tan-ish color rather than saying yellowish brown. That sounds a lot better. Can't you all just call it Land of Lands? Because I called it the Land of Earths? Yeah. Well, you see, I was particularly inspired when I made it. I thought it'd be funny. Oh, the world. The world is the Land of Lands. Yeah, I guess I should call it that. I'll call it the Land of Lands next time. I'll call them. And I'm glad to see quite a few people are here actually watching this. I'm having fun already, and Cantrellus, I'm glad you could stop by as well. Make them both angry at you, they'll stop fighting to try to beat your ass. My goblin short stack killed your fancy warforged when we met with a banjo? I mean, yes. Cantrellus is referring to when he was a player in my campaign, and his support NPC, who was like several levels below everyone else, somehow got a natural 20 at when fighting the boss. So just the fight, they managed to last hit the boss who had like 5 HP left. Okay, so I'm gonna say that that's about 5 minutes. So yeah, thanks for hanging around, and I'm gonna go join back in the call.
Hello.
Hello. That's a
Question now.
that's a fairly short 5
how
minutes.
much question. How much is a healer's kit again? Like 5 gold?
50.
Healer's kit. Most of the kits are usually about 25.
Ah, correct. Because I was thinking like I could probably grab a healer's kit just to stabilize anyone.
Well, I've got stabilizing everyone covered.
Hold up,
so-
I'm looking at this. A healer's kit cost 5 gold, which is oh, wait, hold on, just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I got the book over here. I can just look at that.
All right. Hope you all are enjoying the show.
Okay, so I'm looking at it over here, and oh, wonderful! It's not here in adventuring gear. Why would it?
Healer's
No,
kit, 5 gold.
Yep, it's 5 gold. That's what shows up, but the page I have tagged is just for adventuring gear, not actual equipment.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. Healer's kit
unfortunate.
is more of a consumable item.
No, healer's kit. It's oh, you can expend 1 use of it. Yeah. It has 10 uses though. So,
Yeah. One equals 10 uses.
yeah. So
Is there something like that?
yeah, 5 gold for 1 healer's kit, and you get 10 uses out of it, which is really useful. Especially if you
Yeah.
if you have the healer's fate. The healer's feet. My mistake.
Is there? Yeah. So Litney, before they go out with the party, they'll buy a healer's kit. You know, on the off chance the healer needs to be stabilized.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm not going to say that that's a bad idea, but it's a good idea. Okay.
And now I'm down to 5 gold.
Okay. So, is there anything else you guys are doing in particular in town before you leave, or are you just what? Does anyone else have any setup they want to do?
I think
Uh,
I'm pretty set.
Knowing the price of things, I'd like to see if Razzle can try to find a shady dealer.
Listen, it's the frontier. Of course, there's going to be a
Everyone's
shady.
shady.
Yes, I know, but I still gotta find them. It's a big town. And they're not just out in the open now, are they?
I mean,
Oh,
depends.
we might be.
Okay, sure. So, what kind of shady dealer are you looking for?
Illicit goods, fence, someone, particularly because they are the ones that help to sell the materials that Razzle deals in best.
Wood.
Candy? I'm sorry. Maybe sure, go ahead.
no.
So, wisdom would be a pretty decent stat to roll, or
Yeah.
investigation would also be good. Or I guess, well, if you're gonna go up, how are you going to be looking? By the way, I guess depending on that, I'll give you the
Uh,
stat.
hold on. Let me look at my stats because I have only a +1 in wisdom, and when it comes to investigation, I'm just as bad. uh, hmm, hmm. I know how Raz might be able to do this. It's the way that they get any information. Go up to uh the shadiest looking person and try to persuade their hand in assistance.
Okay, right. Well, the shadiest looking person would be Litney, who's right next to you. She looks pretty shady.
Okay, the second shadiest person, someone who looks like they've
There's a
been
guy
here.
wearing an executioner's outfit.
Yep.
I'm so sorry. That has also a mime.
And the
Okay.
mime is the least. He's shady looking one.
Okay, yeah, but basically, yeah, if you just leave the tavern and go around the corner, you'll probably end up finding uh, at least a few people. That's clearly just an elf who's wearing like a cloak and hood and he's trying to look all cool and stuff, but he's clearly just doing crimes. Everyone get like people can clearly see he's just doing crimes. He's just
Engaging
there.
crime.
He's got a back to the wall, one leg kind of cross over the other. Flipping a copper coin. And everyone can just kind of
Yes.
see that. Yeah, he's the stereotypical.
Okay.
I am not shady and suspicious at all, but secretly I'm just doing crime.
Okay.
Engaging
Well,
crime.
Raz does what they do best. They get close,
And then,
looking the person in the eye
okay, so
with that kind of like
yeah,
harm,
okay, so first when he
and
sees you coming
pulls out a
in,
sign, obviously.
so when he first sees you coming in, okay, he reaches up and runs a hair through his hair, presumably, despite the fact he's wearing a hood. And he's like, "Oh well, hello there." And he just, as you just approach even closer, like, "Excuse me," and then you just stare at him. It's like, how can I help you, ma'am?"
Distractions. Either way, Raz pulls out a sign and just holds it up, mainly because, the lack of talking, and begins to minor illusion onto the board to simply ask, "Hey there, dangerous. Know where a girl might be able to get a few tools of the trade?"
Of course, I am quite dangerous. I know where everything is. I'm what some might call a gourmet of sorts. No, wait, that came out wrong. Wait, I meant to say a purveyor. Wait. And basically,
Okay,
this
stumbling.
this guy, this elf who so desperately wants to be cool, is going to basically lead you to just the right kind of merchant you want.
Of course. Once I am within the confines of the fence, uh, she just kind of waves the guy off before going to buy about 2 gold worth of illicit materials, which within this trade, cheap things that you can get are, of course, aniseed, which is mostly a kind of small plant flavoring thing that can be used to uh, get rid of dogs and stuff,
Yeah.
or
So
at
the
least
moment
mess with their ability to smell.
when you just show him
Uh,
off, he's like, "Oh, okay," just like a loser. But yeah, okay.
yep.
So if you want
But
about
the
two
things
gold
I'd like
worth
to
of
get,
stuff,
just in case,
yeah. Again, this is a town in the
I'm
frontier.
buying. Yeah,
However,
I'm buying a lot of cheap things.
yeah. However high they try to raise security, it is a frontier town, and literally everything's getting started. And they do have that whole, criminal record program. So not much they can do.
Yes. So
Uh,
things I'm going to get, of
surprisingly,
course.
surprisingly, from what you can hear, from what you find out from this guy, the really sketch stuff, like the really bad narcotics and stuff. That stuff is
Yeah.
actually being cut off. That's not able to show up in here. But pretty much everything else is. Huh? So
Well,
there's
sounds like a very boring Saturday.
yeah.
But either way, actually, I'm gonna put down 3 gold, and the things I'm going to collect, because most of them are a lot of consumables and stuff, but I'm going to collect anti-seed vials, some dog peppers,
Okay.
or some oil flasks,
Uh-huh.
tar paper,
Tar paper.
yes, bag of 20 caltrops,
Sure.
and a dice set.
Consider it done.
And that should do 3 gold's worth.
Nice. Uh so that's what you're doing. Litney, I think, said isn't really doing anything, right?
Yes, they'll be
Yeah.
getting just with Doug or anyone who is already ready to go.
Okay. Doug, do you do anything?
Doug is just getting his uh, mule and cart ready for potentially quicker travel.
Yeah, makes sense. So the other guys, well, some of them split off. The bird is kind of with you. You know, the
Okay.
little bird boy Arkakra, he's with you. Everyone else is kind of just gone off doing something, and then you know, eventually you all regroup around the well here. Well, if I do shift and click, I can't do that unless I'm in the DM mode. That don't worry about it. Basically, down there, the harvest gate, the gate that leads to the farms, south. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, basically you can. Am I on the wrong layer? What layer am I on? Oh wait, yeah, that makes sense. Give me a second.
I didn't know if any of y'all saw what I put down in the
Here,
chat.
this is where you are, and you've got these guys with you.
The dwarf was giant, but now he's small.
Yes, it was actually a secret Droger. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
that
sorry.
makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, so you guys are over here at the Harvest Gate. There's not really a whole lot else you can get done here in town. So I guess it's time for just moving forward. And to move forward, I will bring you
Wait, did I say
guys.
blinding powder?
You did not say blinding powder.
Add that to the list.
IV blinding powder. I've never had a player actually get any of this stuff. Blinding powder is 20 gold.
Wait, it's 1 silver.
I mean, I googled it.
I mean, in my
So what's
in
it called?
my blinding powder.
1 pound of
Right.
blinding powder. 1 silver.
Why am I not able to get anything useful when I just Google for stuff? Hold up a second.
I mean, technically,
You know
pocket
what?
sand.
Sure, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say that it is 1 silver. I'll look it up later and actually get this get this stuff properly at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got 20 gold for a pound of blinding powder.
I mean, when I googled it,
And this
that's
is
I guess it's from the D&D wiki, so that's not official.
Yeah.
I'm not finding it in the official D&D stuff.
Oh no, it is blinding powder from the. Oh, I see. I see. It's from that stuff you.
yeah,
It's
I'm looking
from.
from a
Got it. Anyway, no worries. Everything's perfectly fine. Over.
So if
I say I trust
Okay.
you. You're a player. I'll look it up later. Now we're
Okay.
gonna go and deal with things in theater of the mind because I don't want to look up all of these pictures and get stuff for you like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, so you guys start moving forward. Okay. Uh,
Yeah.
as you leave town, you follow basically you follow the directions you've been told. Give me a second.
Everyone, of course, is a force in my heart.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that works. We can say that. We can say that
There.
everyone is in the horse of your carts. Sorry, everyone is in the court.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just need to drink some water.
What was that?
What?
I thought it era like when you rub saran wrap, put your hand against saran wrap.
No, no, no. I was just drinking water from the cup. Don't worry about it. Anyway,
All right.
so the the six of you basically. Well, I say six of you. I don't know if Doug is going to also be in the cart or he's gonna be like in the front,
Driving?
probably driving.
Probably. Yeah.
Yes. So with the five of you in the back of the car and Doug in the front, leading his basically just driving the cart with his donkey. The 2-hour journey is cut down quite significantly. It is still just the donkey though, so it's not like a huge reduction. Like it's not like from 2 hours to like 1 hour. It's
Yeah, it's like
it's like an
maybe an
hour
hour
and
and a
a
half.
half instead of 2 hours. It's just easier on you, you know,
Yeah.
because the fact that you don't have to do the walking.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So as you're going through the path that has been laid out for you, does anyone want to like specifically look at the notes? Like you've been giving notes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So does anyone want to look at that specifically, or is that no need?
I'll take a look at the note.
Okay. So as you're looking at the notes, okay, um, how I can describe this? Okay, the notes have been written by I would say kind of your client. Your client isn't Nilbris, Eisen Principality. She's the town guard. She's the one who just gave you the job. The notes have been written by someone else. Specifically, it it says in the notes that it was written by like a merchant's assistant. Okay, so
Of course.
amongst other things, a merchant caravan has been attacked. Okay, so to be specific, okay. So there's this one road which basically uh oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to best describe how to say any of this stuff.
It's all right.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. So basically in there's the southern region of the frontier, just a little bit a little bit like again 2 hours walk south of the frontier town. There is a road that actually connects the Mountains of Fire to Frontier Town, and so there have been several caravans that actually came from the barony of Diridas. Just looking at the map once again, just because it's easier for people to understand if I have a visual representation. Basically, there's a road that actually goes from the barony of Diridas through the Mountains of Fire to the frontier, where it leads up to the frontier town. So this is a fairly important trade route, especially since from once things reach the frontier town, it can basically split up anywhere in the frontier. It's one of the main paths into the frontier. And sorry.
Obviously, going to be a
Yes.
good spot for bandits to
Yes.
uh,
So
try
here,
and deal.
yes. So here's the thing. There actually have been like many caravans that came through here, but only the small ones actually get picked out. Like most of the people don't even notice that there's anything wrong with the place, except just now and then a few small caravans just disappear. But you know it's kind of like when something that small happens, you don't even know if they maybe went off the track because there's a bit of a perilous area close by, or if they were attacked by monsters or bandits or whatnot. You do know that the carts have been the caravans have been going missing, have been getting attacked. By what exactly, it's not entirely certain. A thorough investigation hasn't really been done because everyone's short on manpower. That's kind of what your job is. Your job is to find out what happened here. You know?
Mhm.
Uh,
Litney has relay all this information to the party.
there is tell rumors that amongst the caravans that have been attacked, a few of them were like these minor silverware deliveries, uh, as well as something meant to be delivered to a local wizard. Apparently, that's an interesting that one catches your eye. A small caravan delivering supplies to a wizard.
Hmm. That's very interesting. And apparently there's there's a caravan that was supposed to be going in towards a local wizard.
Uh, so are you guys going to be a little like how are you guys doing this? Are you trying to be like stealthy or something like that?
Well,
There's-
I think the best option is just to keep going forward, being as inconspicuous. You're just keeping an eye out.
Okay,
in addition to that as well, the fact that we're in a cart might have us targeted by whatever is targeting the caravans.
fair
So
enough.
we might fall into an ambush, so to speak,
Possible, unknown,
if we're
maybe,
expecting it.
maybe. So you're basically trying to you're basically just trying to lure out whatever's going to attack you just by the fact that you're in the card as well. You're six relatively decent people at combat, so you're just hoping that you'll be able to deal with things that way, right? The
That's my
brute
game
force
plan,
way.
yes.
Okay. So as you guys move forward on the cart, you eventually reach that you pass by the old man boulder, the old man pillar, which is just a whole bunch of rocks stacked together, leaning quite a bit. It's kind of like the Tower of Pizza almost, but it's like even more. It's like an exponential tilt. Like the first rock is like just a little bit off, and then it's like a full curve. You're surprised that it's actually even just standing. And by the way, it's about like uh about 2.5 meters tall. This pile. It's not like a giant mountain off in the distance. It's just you pass by it and you're just like, huh, how is that still standing? Uh, and passing through there, you come across how do I best describe? So you come across a road which seems to be pretty well traveled. You know, which isn't particularly a surprise because that's what you were expecting. However, there are also a lot of debris on the road. Like normally when people walk around, they throw stuff away, they throw trash away. That makes sense. It's not good for the environment, but people do it, because people are dicks. However, uh, clearly this isn't just something which people were just throwing stuff aside because there's a lot of like wood chunks, and specifically uh, you can even see that there's one crashed carriage. Huh? That's like um kind of half hidden in the underbush to the side, and as
Can
well as
I
yes,
Can I roll for investigation or perception to see if I can't discern, where a lot of these? Obviously, these were attacks. So,
If you want to learn
where
about
they?
it, it's investigation. If you just want to see where the things are, that's perception.
Would
Okay, I'll
my
go
passive
for.
perception be high enough to see anything of this, to actually notice anything specifically while I'm driving the cart, or no?
Yeah, that's a 6.
Give me a second. With your passive perception of 15, yeah, I'm gonna say that's gonna be pretty good enough. So you're actually able to look around, Doug, and you can actually
Okay.
tell, like, so here there's the cart that's been destroyed. Okay. It seems to be a bit ruffled, true, but maybe, possibly, you can't exactly tell. It doesn't look like it's been thoroughly emptied. Huh? It's still got a huge chunk of the stuff on it. It's just crashed. When you look down, you also see there's a whole bunch of veering left, veering right. The tracks are kind of just not quite straight. Like, obviously when people are driving, they're not going to drive in a perfectly straight line, especially given that these are horses and stuff. But you know the grooves in the ground are a lot more violent, showing like turns at like higher speeds, turns off the beaten path, stuff like that. There are more debris and pieces here and there, but there's no other crashed carts. You know, nothing as big as that.
I'm going to stop the cart and turn to everyone and go, we seem to have a crashed cart over there. Would anyone like to go have a look at it?
Razzle's
Um,
going to jump out.
Litney's gonna go too.
Razzle is no stranger to robberies. So, the first thing they're going to look for is something that looks like it was holding possessions. A lockbox, something that a thief would target on a wagon, or
Uh,
if it was just filled with goods that are now no longer there.
so this particular wagon. Uh, Surprisingly enough, there is a lockbox. It's still locked. There are still several crates filled with stuff. It's not like high value stuff which is like, oh, you can just keep in your pocket and you'll be good. It's kind of stuff which is only really valuable in bulk. So unless you actually figure out how to carry all of this stuff back, it's kind of no good to you. But yeah,
I mean,
basically
we
there
can
is
put it in the
stuff
cart.
around. It's not like it's been picked clean. It's not like they've been like just robbing it. You're not even sure why it's crashed. It might have just broke for some reason, or maybe the horse got spooked and it crashed. You can't immediately tell just by looking at it, especially with your.
All right. Well then,
But there is a
it's time
lockbox.
to do what a thief does best. Reaching under their hat and extracting a hairpin, I'm going to do a sleight of hand check to pick the lock.
Litney, with
Litney
your
would.
6,
Litney.
you get nothing.
Yeah,
What?
Litney will
I
get.
didn't roll yet.
No, no,
No,
Litney,
that was.
Litney.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was trying to discern, like, okay, if this was an ambush, where were they coming from, you know?
Yeah, go ahead, Razzle. Just roll. You can roll your lock picking. We're gonna see. It's a DC. It's a pretty low DC lock. It's not a. Well, the DC was 12. You know, so yeah, you definitely open up the lock. So Razzle, by the fact of you're going around, you're clicking in the lock, and you can just immediately tell, yeah, this is not a lock meant to like hold super valuable things. It's kind of like a mid-range lock. So you open it
A
up, and
lock's
there's
a lock.
yeah, you open it up, and there's basic stuff inside, like ownership papers for the wagon. You know, uh, some personal effects like a locket with like oh to my dearest or something like that. Just common memorabilia, and a pouch with about 10 gold in it. Well,
So,
I say
Razzle is
not 10 gold per se, but value is 10 gold. It's got a few gold coins, quite a few silver coins, mostly silver coins. It's like 2
So
gold
this is
coins
what
and rest
Razzle's
in
going to
silver.
do.
Yes.
Razzle's going to take the papers and the locket in one hand and pocket the money.
Sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Do I need another sleight of hand, or can I do? Well, my
It's-
stealth and my sleight of hand are.
Just go ahead.
Hold on.
Just roll a sleight of hand. I don't know if anyone's going to stop you. Unless you get
mean-
super low.
Oh,
11.
That's below Doug's passive perception, I believe.
Doug will notice it and go, let me see that paperwork.
Raz immediately hands over the paperwork and the locket.
I mean, it doesn't say anything about the money you've shoved in your pocket. He just goes, a
Visible
new
sweat
wagon to own.
marks. just like
Yeah, so
You just-
the other human NPC, he wasn't looking. The dwarf doesn't give a shit. And the little bird is standing right next to you, Razzle, just staring, like, oh.
Judgingly.
No, he's staring, just confused.
go over and they go, ownership to a new wagon. More stuff I can have
So he's like, so
for the church.
so you can just take stuff.
Well,
Razzle's just going to take out a gold piece, pass it to the bird, and like, shh.
The bird just stares confusedly at the gold piece, looks back at you, is like, I guess you can. Okay, thanks. And he just pockets the gold piece and just is confused.
Uh,
I'm gonna do the weird thing, I'm sure, and go over to the wagon and like collect all the stuff and put it on the
By the way,
cart.
Doug, now with your passive perception, the fact that you're on the wagon, you can see a little green. You can see something green moving.
I pointed out to the little bird next to me,
So you
who
can
might
see
have better vision than I do.
the bird turns and looks and R1D. Oh, that's
And
pretty
what?
good. The bird just turns and looks in the direction. He's like, Yablin. And the moment he says that, I want you all to roll initiative.
fantastic.
Huh. I was expecting something, but yeah.
7.
Hold up a second. Wait. This is where you guys are. You guys, pure, technically, are over here in this broken bit of road. You can see over there. Put yourself over there in the broken bit of road, just because that's where the cart crashed.
huh. Goblins.
Hold up 1 second. Where are the NPCs? Here we have the little bird. We have the human guy. We have... Where's the dwarf? How could I have lost him? He was so
yay.
integral to the plot. Oh no!
Oh yay. Our 3 intrepid heroes have the lowest roll.
Yep.
So here's what I'm actually just gonna make. Hold up a second. I just realized I never put out a turn order. So I'm just gonna add you guys in. So just add the turn order, add the turn order, add the turn order. So you guys are in turn order right there. I'm just gonna fill it in. So how much did you? Maxwell got a 9. Sorry. So there we go. I filled in at least for the cat. And because you guys actually managed to get this beforehand, I was just gonna wait like a few more seconds, and if no one rolled perception, I would have actually had them attack. So immediately you guys see these three.
I take it that G is for goblin.
Yes, G is for goblin. You see the goblin. So
Wait,
what
wasn't there one
happens
in
is,
the cart?
huh? Yeah, up
No, okay,
up
got it.
here. So what happens is I don't want to roll for everyone because that sounds really annoying.
Okay.
So I'm
That's
just
fair.
going. I can't add them to turn order because they're too low on the ground. Okay. All right. I'm going to say that the NPCs move at. You know what? Just give me 1 second. /R1D20. Here. 18. So all of these NPCs, I'm gonna use this bird boy as the icon because I love them. They move at 18. R. And here we go. The goblins got a 19. So the goblins are gonna move first at 19. Then we have our NPCs, and then we have you guys.
I feel so loved.
Yay! I hope you guys feel loved. I'm having fun. I'm having fun with this. So
All
here
right.
we go.
I mean, I am.
Okay. So first off, the goblins are gonna do what goblins love to do best. This goblin over here is going to just pop out of the bush because he can see, because he saw Doug point him out, and he's also heard. He is, again. I guess the best way to say it is just he pops out, just aiming his bow at you, and he's about to take a shot, and he notices you guys all turn to look at him. He's like, "Hi." Okay. If rolling the dice is annoying, let me know. I'll just turn that off.
Oh no, it's not.
So
Oof.
that is an 18 to hit. By the way, I'm so sorry. The guy in front is Doug.
All
Does
right,
an
that's
18
it.
hit you?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Doug's supposed to be the guy in front.
hmm. I don't. Okay. Can I get damage? That's 5 points of damage as an arrow shoots out and managed to land in your pauldron. That luckily you got your temp HP.
Yay! I did something.
Hell yeah! Okay, now it's another goblin's turn, and this goblin, he knows what he can do. He's like, oh no, they see me. He runs over to this side, and he uses bonus action to attempt to hide. R/GR. I'm just rolling this as a GM roll, so don't worry about it too much.
All right.
I should probably roll GM rolls with just real dice, but I didn't consider that.
Oh well.
It happens.
He's still here. You can see him. So that's his bonus action wasted. He thinks he's hiding, and he's just sneaking past really quickly.
It's a goblin. They're not brightest.
Yeah, he had a great idea though. If he rolled well, he could have gotten an advantage, but he failed. So now he's going to use his action to short bow, and he's going to shoot. Not he's going to shoot. He's going to shoot the dwarf again.
Sounds good.
13. That misses. I'm going to guess.
Yep, that's a miss.
If it did hit, I would be so sad.
Me too.
That would have been funny though.
And now
How
we
many
have the
goblins
third goblin who sees
How many
this.
goblins are there?
You can see 3. How many are there? Who knows? You can see 3. the third goblin is going to make another attack with his bow, because he sees that he might have a chance, but for that, he wants to be a bit different. He wants to be unique. So he's gonna move about 30 feet, so he's over here in this pile of bushes. And then he's going to aim his short bow, and he's going to shoot at the other dwarf.
Man, they hate dwarves.
That is a 21. That hits. That definitely hits.
Ooh.
That's 7 piercing. Isn't that like all of the temp
That's all-
HP?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you both alright?
It happens.
the dwarf basically just sees it, and he's like he basically just reaches for the reaches for the arrow and just kind of half slaps it out of the air. He doesn't quite hit the arrow, but because of his weird movement, he does just barely miss. Getting struck by the arrow straight on, and instead it just grazes his arm, and he's like, "Ugh. Help me, old man! I just want to get rid of these ugly green children." And saying that, it's his turn now, and he's like, "You goddamn ugly green children, come back here!" And he's just going in kind of a rage, and he jumps off the bridge, and he just reaches for that goblin. He's gonna make an attack. And that would be a miss as he slams down with his axe. He misses the goblin, who just kind of tumbles off to the side, and then all the other goblins just kind of go knock, 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 pointing at him. It's like, "You ugly grandchildren, you goddamn brats! You pay for that!" Getting more and more red. This guy, the human, is just gonna make a little bit of a. He's gonna try making a perception check. Sorry. Oh, god damn it! Here, just roll. That's 16 plus 4. That's 20. With his perception check, he looks around, and then he's just like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out." And he just goes running off. Like, no, you guys can take care of that, bye-bye.
Ah, a coward.
And he also shouts out as he's running, "By the way, there are at least 3 more, at least 5 more.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
And he just ran off. He's left the combat. And the kid is going to stand over here, and he's just looking around, and he's just going to basically just reach into his coat. He's just going to pull out a needle, and he's just going to just throw it. Actually, is he within 20 feet? He is not.
You're gonna have to get a lot closer.
So the kid comes over to the edge,
Yes.
and he is just barely in range. I'm going to say that he just pops down over here halfway, and he's gonna just throw a needle. Oh, by the way, I didn't see it earlier, but the dwarf is right next to the other guy. So yeah, that's a hit. That's an 18. Nice. And that is 6 points of damage as he. Oh, that's a good number against a goblin. Yeah. So he throws that needle, and that goblin is dead. He just basically throws the needle, just stabs the goblin right there. And then as a bonus action, he's gonna dash, and he's just gonna come all the way back and go back in the back lines. Like, okay, I did it.
Litney just pats his head.
Next, it's your turn, Razzle.
Ah, hold on. Let me get my little measuring tape out. Okay.
I can definitely hit one of these guys next turn.
I want to get as close to the goblins as I can.
Roll to
Go
seduce.
ahead. Go ahead, Bard. Let's see what you can do.
Are you gonna seduce the goblin?
Rolling the dice is like
You
at
act
the
as if
same
that's the only thing a bard can do.
rolling the dice at the same time. It's a little annoying, but at the same time, it's nice. You know.
They are both within range. I would like to cast the spell Sleep.
Could you just draw the spell sleep for me?
That's a wait. That's a sphere.
I think it's I think
Yes.
it's a box.
No, it should be like a sphere.
Yeah, could you just show? Okay, hold up. Within 20 feet, that should be a spear. Yes.
It's
Is
a
it
20
radius or
feet sphere,
diameter?
and I can cast it up to 90 feet away.
Yeah,
So
sure. Just
technically, I didn't even have to get this close.
you did not, but you're a bard, so it's good flavor. So why don't you go ahead and just lay it down for me? Where did you put it?
Between the two. So, let me just get the circle
Okay.
tool up.
So around
So about
this much roughly.
wait, that's about 20 feet. I was gonna move that a little bit more to the left, but
I'm pretty sure your circle is a lot less than 20 feet, but let's ignore that for now. Basically, I'm gonna say that with 20 feet, uh, just roll your roll your die for sleep.
okay. For sleep, I must roll. It's
46
5d8.
or 58.
Crap. I just refreshed the page. Yeah, okay. Here we go.
Come on.
I'm getting it. Okay, yep, that's good enough. They're out conscious.
So these two goblins. Hold up, I'm on the wrong layer. That's why I wasn't able to click on things. So this goblin, he's definitely asleep. I don't know what I'm gonna put for sleep. That one, he's asleep. This guy,
Mhm.
he's
Like
asleep,
status icon.
and this guy who you didn't even know was there, he's asleep.
Yeah. Just kind of falls out of a tree.
And in fact, hold up a second. Yeah, those three are asleep.
Wait, didn't he say there was more than, and there were like 4 or 5 more?
That indeed he
Nothing
did.
quite like a sleep spell casted via an accordion.
Must be very boring music.
Oh!
You've never heard good accordion.
No, I mean because it put them to sleep, didn't it? Unless you're willing to say that it blew their brains up, which is why they're asleep. So do you have anything else you can do on your turn? A bonus action, perhaps?
Hmm. I'd like to proceed to see if there's any more goblins I can notice.
That is not a bonus action, but I will allow it for a bonus action. Sure. Go ahead. Roll me your
Wait, that's not a
perception.
bonus action?
I don't
I'm
believe
just
so.
looking.
I will say it's a bonus action. Sure. Go ahead. Roll me a perception. Oh! I mean, it's not goblins per se, but you do know that there is a wolf right there next to you, and one over here,
Okay.
and one over here, and there's a goblin over here, and There's one over here. That's it. There is nothing else around you.
Do you inform
Fantastic.
the party?
Well, he's a mime.
Yeah, Raz
He
just
can't cast minor illusion now.
yeah, Raz just looks at this, starts like freaking out in the spot.
Well, you can point. You have hands that work, technically.
Yeah, just that kind of silent of like jumping up and down, pointing in every direction, just like
Oh, that's your
I
turn
mean,
now. Unless he has a movement
Litney,
left.
Litney would have noticed, like, huh? Why are they freaking out? Oh,
Do you have any movement left?
no, I used my movement to get over here, which was a bad
Wonderful!
choice.
Next, it's Litney's turn. You are
yeah.
aware of some of the hidden enemies at least. And you know about the tree sleeping ones. I would like to get rid of that circle which is wrong, but I cannot.
By
By the way, that circle
Highlight it. If you
Sorry.
highlighted it, you can delete it. So click and drag with the mouse icon. You can also move it doing that as well.
I'm sorry, what?
Can I do it?
I don't think I'm capable of deleting that.
The DM is capable of it, and the person who drew it is capable of doing it.
I
if
clicked the
you highlight-
button. I'm sorry, I clicked the button. It didn't do it.
No, if you click the mouse icon on the
Oh, sorry,
what?
my mistake. I was on the wrong layer. Would you believe it? So, Litney, it's your turn. What are you doing?
Okay, question. Do I, where I noticed the wolf right here next to the wall?
Yeah, she pointed it, and she pointed at many things, and you can assume that there's a wolf right there.
Oh my. Hey. Hey. Then he's
Just
gonna.
quick reminder: we're gonna be ending in about like 7 minutes.
Yeah. Then he's gonna move right over here and is going to cast this chill touch. She holds out. Well, they hold out their hand, and you just see a spectral and reach for the for the wolf. Wolf in front of her.
That is a hit. That's very much a hit. It is just a wolf. There's not much you can do against that.
7 necrotic damage.
The wolf is almost dead, but not quite.
Okay, so I only moved a few feet back, like 5 or 15 feet back. So I'm gonna move a little bit back to keep the little bird safe.
Okay. Cool. That's the end of your turn.
Yes.
Doug.
I'm going to move towards the ledge of the bridge here and stand on the edge.
Yes.
Look down and see guessing the other two goblins down below. So I will cast Chill Touch as well. Oh, wrong thing. Wrong page. On the one closest to the dwarf that's down there.
This one?
Yes, on the one on top. And then I
Nice.
am capable of casting it again on the other one as well.
Oh yeah, they're within 5 feet of each other. That's a wonderful, wonderful spell.
What was it again?
I get to dual cast. I'll put it up.
Yep. Basically, because he's a dead cleric, he can just use a necromancy. If he uses a necromancy spell, he can basically use it twice, essentially, as long as the second use of it targets someone, within 5 feet of the target. So, for example,
Actually...
Chill Touch is like Chill Touch, Toll of the Dead, necromantic spells. But instead of one target, he could target 2 people within 5 feet of each other. It's wonderful. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So,
So,
there's the 16 hit, the 12 missed.
okay.
3
That's it.
necrotic damage is a decent chunk of a little goblin's health.
Okay. And that's the main. And then that is my turn.
Okay. Nice. Then next it is the monsters again. And the monsters, it's their turn to play. They are pissed off. So the goblin that actually, got hit by you. So this is a bit of a conundrum. So the goblin that got hit by you is actually going to run over here, and he's gonna try to attack you. Because goblins aren't
Right,
particularly. Wait. I'm looking at it. I think he can disengage, right? Yeah, he's used bonus action disengage just to run up to you, and she's gonna try to stab you.
Alright, I just
From on top of the bridge?
It's a slope.
It's a slope. Okay.
Yeah, the bridge is not like standing up in the middle of nowhere. It's broken but crumbled down. So that place where you
Okay.
are, it's a slope, which is why the bird could stand down and then come back up. So
Okay,
here's a
that makes-
scimitar.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Is that a natural 20?
That is indeed
Oh,
a
yeah.
natural 20. He really hates you.
Oh yes.
And that is a total of
Angry?
18 damage. No, sorry. 13 damage.
13.
That's a lot of damage, especially for a little goblin boy. Well, he deserved it. You pissed him off. You tried rotting his skin off. You tried turning him into a Litney.
Just tried to freeze them.
Okay. This goblin is going to go forward and he's going to attack the dwarf because that is a miss. This wolf cannot climb the wall. So this wolf is going to run over here and try to attack the bard.
If
So here
only
we
I
go.
had, if only I had Warcaster, but
13. I'm gonna imagine that just misses.
No.
That hits.
No, it hits.
Why? Okay.
I have no art. I am a bard.
Well, that's 8 piercing, which is exactly how much temp HP you have.
Nope, that's over.
well, it beat. Yes, yeah, 1 over.
Okay. Wow. Well, this wolf is going to come forward and bite you as well, because why wouldn't he?
Wait, is Raz flanked now?
Yeah, it's pack tactics. That's a 14. God damn it. Without pack tactics, he would have missed. I am so sorry. Unless you have a reaction that can kind of stop that. Not until 3rd level, huh?
No.
Well, that's 7 points of piercing damage. Whoopsie daisy.
How bad are you looking?
Uh,
I'm already bloodied.
this wolf, by the way, is the one who got the clearest view of the fact that you basically just downed these 3 people, right? Because the 3 people, the only thing he could see was he could just see the three people in front of him, and he just saw them go down. This wolf was running away. That wolf's covered.
Alright.
Hooray.
That's the end of the monster's turn. It's
Alright, so
the
it's a little
NPC's turn, and in the NPC's turn, this man is going to step forward, and he's going to try to make an attack /R1d+.
And since they're flanking it, they get advantage, correct?
Sure. In fact, I'll just roll again. I'm just going to roll another 1d20 and just see if he gets anything out of that. Yeah, so he hits. That's all that we said about that. And I'm gonna say he does more than 3 damage with just his bonus alone. So yes, that goblin is a dead goblin. Oh god damn it! I'm moving things around. Where's the X? There we go. This goblin is dead as this guy just walks over and just slams down with his axe. By the way, you can tell this guy's like quite clumsy with how he's using his axe. He already seems a bit tired, despite the fact that he didn't actually lose any HP. He only got hit with a little temp HP.
Okay then.
I am going to have this guy come forward, and the kid's going to make one more attack. And he's going to attack this one goblin over here. That is a hit, /R1D. That is indeed a kill. He manages to kill this
I'm
goblin.
glad that you guys are handling the goblins fine. It's not like I'm dying over here.
Hey, I'm helping as much as I can with the wolf.
Thinking about, he probably should have helped with that, but whoopsie. And we're gonna call it a session here.
Ah, great.
By the way,
I'm in imminent
sleep's
danger.
not concentration, is it?
It is.
Ah, frick.
Why don't you roll me a constitution saving throw then? In fact, 2 of them.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting to it. Let me just get my con up here. Nope, we've lost it. All the goblins are awake. Good job. I'm going to die in the first adventure.
You know what a wonderful thing to say, because it sounds like about time to end the session.
I
Okay,
have been.
what did you guys think?
I am enjoying
I'm going to
this.
die.
It's fun. Oh, don't worry. Doug's going to come save your butt, not his turn.
Yeah, and if
So,
and if Doug's too busy dealing with the other things, and I can run over and this is why I buy a healer's kit, man.
This is good. Oh, I had a lot of fun. Oh, this is one of my most fun streams next to Undertale.
Yeah.
Tagging out a lot of people. God, I'm so glad I was able to DM again.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of fun to actually, get to do real time replies to all the stuff instead of just text based.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You guys, by the way, are doing really great.
Except for Raz over there, who's slowly dying.
Yeah, fair enough. But Raz, I've not had a player actually go out and buy such very specific items before. They've always just been like, I'm gonna get like something cool, like something like I don't know, gonna give me a big sword or something like that, or a magic
worth it.
item. I've not had someone who's just like, okay, I'm gonna find a shady guy and just buy these very specific items. So you guys are interested in continuing with session 1?
Yeah,
sounds like fun.
Hell yeah.
I mean we just is ended on a cliffhanger after all.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I did expect this to kind of how do I say? I expected this combat to be over just about right now, but apparently we're halfway through the combat instead. I always misjudge how long combat's gonna be.
I know.
Yeah, it's
I've been there
Look,
myself.
yeah, it looks like I can get a little bit more content out of this. You know,
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you guys think? A decent mix of so far RP and then combat right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a bit of exploring, but I guess we'll see next session. What
What did you
would
think about? Sorry.
yeah? What would
Sorry, you first.
what would people in chat? What do you think? You had fun? Was it fun to watch?
Oh yeah, there's a 25-second delay, isn't there?
Yeah. I'm not gonna get an answer anytime soon. I'm sorry, but that's the price I pay because I decided, you know what, I shouldn't reply to chat, just constantly. So I decided I'll keep normal delay, and so I can stream in higher quality.
Yeah.
That way, I don't need to record it.
What did you think about how I role play Litney?
I like it. NinjaPod says it's pretty fun. Bear says it's fun. That's good. That's good to hear. I also had so much fun.
The only thing I can say is I've learned a valuable lesson today, which is don't help
Never-
the team. You get sick by wolves if you do.
I mean, you also learned a
I
lesson.
mean, in that case, you don't need to be healed then, right?
I mean, see, you also learned a valuable lesson of when you have a 90-foot range, you probably don't need to approach within 10 feet of the enemy.
Oh yeah, I wish I could have took that back.
Yeah. What I've learned is always keep a healer's kit, because something like this would happen.
So anyway, and now
Also
we're gonna.
glad that my team's supporting the rest of the team except for me.
Good luck, I believe in you.
When given the chance, everybody went to go help the dwarf who's fighting the goblins instead of helping the
I'm
character
so
getting mauled by wolves.
okay. I'm sorry. Anyway, we're
Well,
gonna
I
be
mean,
ending
to
the
be fair,
stream
if
No,
the
here.
healer goes down.
We're gonna be ending the stream here. Take care.
I hope you guys enjoyed that.